Funk Soul Brother. Right about now. The Funk Soul Brother.
It's a sweep,
boys.
boys!
The Funk Soul Brother. Right about now. The Funk Soul Brother. Right about now. About now. About now. About now.
What's poppin', y'all? It's your man, Clockboy Bells, and welcome to another edition of Wisco Sports. The Bucks get their revenge from last year, and they sweep the Heat. I am so thrilled about this victory. You know, the first half, obviously, we'll obviously get to the other things in a little bit, but first I'd obviously like to talk about this game, before I get to the better of things, but, and talk about the overall, my thoughts on the whole series. So first off, talking about the start of this game, Brook Lopez led the way, going 11 out of 15 and 25 points today. He had an unbelievable game. Chris Middleton would go 7 out of 16, 11 rebounds, and 3 assists, and 20 points. Giannis Antetokounmpo got a triple-double, 20 points, 12 rebounds, 15 assists, while being limited, obviously, because of fouls. But, it's a great deal that Giannis was able to make the plays, and it was just awesome to see it. And then Drew Holiday, 11 points, 4 out of 12, 6 rebounds, 9 assists, obviously doing a great deal. Off the bench, Bryn Forbes would have 22 off the bench, going 7 out of 15, though 7 out of 14 from 3. Obviously, he's a three-point shooter. And then Portis would go 5 out of 10, 3 out of 7 from 3, 3 rebounds, and 13 points. PJ Tucker would also have 4 and 8 rebounds, obviously providing a lot of defense. On the other hand, Jimmy Butler would go 12, 10, and 10, have a quiet triple-double. Bam Adebayo went 10 out of 17, 14 rebounds, and 20 points. Kendrick Nunn off the bench would have to go 7 out of 15, 2 out of 6 from 3, and 18 points. Tyler Hero, 5 out of 13, 2 out of 7, and 14 points. And then Goran Dragic going 5 out of 12, 1 out of 5 from 3, 13 points. Great start by Ariza. He had 11 points to just start off the game, and then he just was quiet. And then everyone else just kind of did their thing. Iggy would have 8, Duncan would have 5. It was just kind of the thing. And then for the Bucks, T would have 3 as well. It hit a 3. So I'm very pleased with how this game went. I'm so happy, as a Bucks fan, that we got the revenge that we got from last year. If we still would have kept Bledsoe and Hill and not did that Holiday trade, I don't think we would have won this series. Holiday was the huge difference maker. Obviously, in my opinion, he wasn't the MVP in this series, but he was definitely the difference maker overall. The whole year, Holiday is such a smart player. He gives everybody what they want. And you see all the time when in game situations, you always see Giannis. He'd go down with the ball. He'd do everything with it. And then Holiday now is the one taking the ball down because we have a point guard that we can actually trust. The thing was, I liked Bledsoe at times, and he played good defense, but the problem was in the playoffs, he could never do what we wanted him to do. Holiday was doing the things that we wanted to do. He's playing defense on everybody. His defense is incredible. I mean, it's just insane to, watch him do what he does. I mean, I'm so happy to be a Bucks fan. It just makes me happy that we made these moves, and it's just insane. Final score was 120 and 103. That's great. So talking about this whole series, we sweep Miami, get the revenge after getting upset in the bubble last year in the second round by them. Of course, I did pick Miami to win that series because I knew the Bucks weren't gonna do anything. They just didn't look the same. This team was nowhere near last year's team. Charles Barkley knew we were gonna sweep them. He saw he watched us all year and said, this team is going to make something. They're going to make a run. And I know it, I'm so happy that we're seeing a lot more changing. A lot of changes going on. Giannis used to take it out. Now Holiday's doing all that. Middleton's getting so much more confident. And we're also seeing Brook Lopez, who used to be shooting threes on the outside and that, we're seeing him play more on the inside. And that's making a huge difference. Obviously, it's because, we got Drew Holiday on the outside doing a lot more out there, playing defense. And that obviously puts Lopez on the inside, which is why, You know, a lot of people are like, oh, he's a defensive liability. We get that. But now we're seeing the exact opposite. Brook Lopez, I think, was a game changer for this series. The series MVP is definitely going to go out to Chris Middleton. Obviously, he hits the game winner in Game 1. And then Game 2, Game 3, Game 4, he just looked phenomenal. So confident, going 20 points over all 3 times, leading the scoring for us. He just took over. Obviously, Giannis is Giannis, but Middleton was the guy really making the shots for us. Miami just could not contain him. He looked like how he did in Game 4 last year, where he was just going off and he saved us from being swept. But Middleton is he's just super confident, and I'm like, you know, at the start, he didn't have a good game to start off with, same with Giannis, but, you know, both those guys really took up their level in the second half, and we saw Brook Lopez really just be a monster. He's just been outstanding. But Middleton, my opinion, is definitely the MVP of this series. Now, obviously, we do have to wait to find out who we have to play. We saw an unbelievable game by Jason Tatum. A lot of people thought Brooklyn was going to sweep Celtics. I didn't think that. Jason Tatum is literally a copycat of Kobe Bryant, as I said. Like a power forward version of Kobe Bryant, as I said many times. You're not going to not see a bad game out of him. Celtics obviously won, so obviously it's going to look like it's a competitive series. Whether it be Brooklyn winning, it probably will be Brooklyn winning, but it's going to obviously, hopefully we get more games out of that series so it can wear Brooklyn down. We get a lot of rest, and that I think is going to be a huge game changer. You know, if Celtics win, that'd be great because they get to come into Milwaukee. And honestly, Jaylen Brown has been the killer for us for years. And honestly, we have to focus on stopping Jason Tatum, which I think would be easier. I'd love to play the Celtics, but of course, I think it will be, you know, playing Brooklyn. But we have some really great series. Obviously, they're the first to advance. Last time a team got swept was when we swept Detroit 2 years ago. And it's crazy enough to think that we are doing what we're doing. I'm so happy to be a Bucks fan, and that's that. Obviously, the only downside was DiVincenzo getting injured, and he's out for the playoffs. Do I think that's going to have any effect? Maybe. You know, Connaughton got the start today. I think they're going to obviously do some switching around. I'd love to see P.J. Tucker start, obviously, because I'd love to see him guarding Kevin Durant, not Giannis really taking time on Kevin Durant. And, you know, because I think Forbes coming off the bench really works out better. Connaughton coming off the bench works out better. I think that's the only thing I could suggest. And then putting Middleton at the 3, I think, would be the only situation I'd like. Looking at it, I think that would be the best situation. But, you know, it's Budenholzer's choice. But honestly, what we had, Connaughton didn't look good at the start, but Bucks did win. So, you know what? I think, you know, we got to get more confident. So anyways, it's your man, Clubboy Bale. Stay tuned for more updates. Stay safe, be smart, and as always, go Bucks. We'll see you next time.